What is up, everyone? We are diving deep into the absolute chaos that is CES 2026 because honestly, the world of tech is moving so fast right now, it's hard to keep up. It feels like we've finally moved past the phase where AI was just a cool party trick or a chatbot you'd argue with for fun. Now it's basically the engine under the hood of everything. We're seeing it baked into robotics, flexible hardware, and even energy solutions. It's not just theoretical anymore, it's practical, it's physical, and it is everywhere. Please subscribe and hit the like button. If you were at the show floor, you couldn't miss the robots. Robotics has completely taken over the center stage this year. We saw some wild live demos of humanoid robots like the Unit, the Sharpa, and LG's Cloyd. And it's not just big industrial stuff. Roborock brought out the S8 Max V Ultra, which is a robot vacuum that can actually climb stairs, which, let's be real, is the one thing we've all been waiting for. Then there's the emotional side of things, like SwitchBot's Kata Friends. These are emotional companion robots, and it really feels like the industry is pushing for robots to be more accessible and, well, less creepy. Speaking of things that look like they're from the future, the hardware designs this year are getting super weird in the best way possible. Lenovo and Motorola are really leaning into flexible hardware. Lenovo showed off the ThinkPad Rollable XD, which has a 13.3-inch screen that expands up to 16 inches and even has a modular base. They also have the Legion Pro Rollable that goes from 16 inches all the way to 24 inches. Motorola isn't sitting back either. They've got the Razr Fold phone out there challenging the market leaders. It's clear that the standard slab of glass and metal is starting to feel a bit old school. But it's not just about the gadgets you can hold. AI is getting integrated into massive global events. Take the 2026 FIFA World Cup, for example. Lenovo and FIFA are actually using AI-powered digital avatars for refereeing and broadcasts. It's supposed to make replays way clearer and help with officiating visuals. So if your team loses on a bad call this year, you might have to blame the algorithm instead of the ref. Under the hood of all this stuff, the chip wars are heating up. Intel just launched their Core Ultra Series 3 processors, known as Panther Lake. AMD is doubling down on AI with their new Ryzen AI 400 and Pro 400 processors. And Nvidia is just everywhere. They're focusing heavily on AI infrastructure and even reviving some older GPUs to help deal with the massive shortages we've been seeing. They also gave us a peek at their next-gen Vera Rubin AI data center platform, which is scheduled to start shipping in the second half of 2026. It's crazy to see how AI is touching every single industry. We're seeing digital twins of fusion reactors to help with energy solutions. Commonwealth Fusion Systems actually just installed the first magnet in their Spark reactor. Then you've got things like AI-powered robot chefs and e-ink canvas frames for your home. Even kids tech is changing with new handheld communication devices, and there's even beauty tech now, like press-on nails that can actually change color. The gaming world is evolving fast too. Lenovo's Legion Go is now running Steam OS, and Nvidia dropped DLSS 4.5. If you're into massive displays, Samsung has a 130-inch micro RGB TV that looks insane, and Dell put out a 52-inch ultra-sharp 6K monitor. But the real showstopper in the cool tech category has to be the anti-gravity A1 drone. This thing is a 360-degree drone that weighs under 250 grams, which means you don't even need a license to fly it in most places. It's got VR-compatible goggles and a one-handed controller, and it's going to retail between $1,600 and $2,000. Realbotics also brought some updated robots like David. These things have AI vision, autonomous operation, and you can customize their voice, personality, and even how they look. They're designed for enterprise settings and can basically run non-stop. On the transport side, we saw the Tensor Robocar, which they're calling the world's first personal Level 4 autonomous car. It's got 5G, a disappearing yoke, and it's self-cleaning and self-maintaining. It even has screens to communicate with pedestrians, which is a nice touch if you don't want your car to be a total mystery to people walking by. Boston Dynamics is also keeping busy. Their new Atlas humanoid robot is built for the dull, dirty, and dangerous jobs. It can lift 110 pounds, has joints that can rotate fully, and an IP67 rating. It's also got a swappable battery that lasts about 4 hours, so it's clearly ready for a full shift on the factory floor. We're also seeing a lot of movement in AR glasses. The Xreal One S has better resolution at 1200p and a wider field of view, while the Asus ROG Xreal R1 glasses are rocking a 240Hz refresh rate. Some people are even saying AR glasses from companies like Apple and Meta might eventually replace our smartphones entirely, giving us navigation and object recognition right in our line of sight. Connectivity is also getting a boost with Asus Wi-Fi 8, which is designed to make all your IoT devices talk to each other more efficiently. They even showed off a Neo-Core concept router to manage everything in your house. It feels like we're heading toward a world where everything is automated. The International Federation of Robotics says we're looking at about 619,000 new robot installations in 2026, which is a big jump from the 542,000 we saw in 2024. Zeroth is even trying to get robots into your living room with their W1 and M1 models, priced at $5,599 and $2,899. Now, looking at the bigger picture of where all this is going by the end of 2026, there are some massive trends. We're moving toward multi-agent AI systems. This means instead of one AI doing one thing, you'll have groups of AI agents autonomously managing complex stuff like research, writing, and your entire schedule. Companies are already shifting human roles toward managing these systems rather than doing the grunt work. Cybersecurity is getting a facelift. We're moving into preemptive security, where AI predicts and blocks attacks before they even happen. This is getting pretty necessary because the threats are getting way more sophisticated. We're also seeing data passports or digital provenance becoming a thing. Basically, it'll be mandatory to verify where software or AI content actually came from. Plus, companies are being forced to store data within sovereign cloud systems because of all the geopolitical risks lately. They're calling it data geopatriation. In the health space, things are getting very personal. Wearables are turning into legit medical devices that monitor you 24/7 and can catch illnesses early. OpenAI is reportedly working on something called GPT Health. The idea is a dedicated health experience and maybe even a pen-like device you carry that records everything and integrates with a specialized model. This thing could analyze your genetics, blood work, and lifestyle to give you advice that might be better than what you'd get at a standard doctor's visit. It could explain your test results, tell you what to eat, or even help you compare insurance plans. It's interesting because there's been some drama around this. A cryptic tweet from someone named Jimmy Apples has people worried about OpenAI's direction, but the potential is still huge. Some people are already using AI to understand complex things like the MTHFR gene mutation. While we're on health, some other tips popping up in the tech world include the benefits of Zone 2 cardio, and even just embracing boredom to help with dopamine production and neuroplasticity. It's funny how the tech world is telling us to put the tech down a second, right? The business side of AI is getting spicy. Meta just spent $2 billion to acquire an AI startup called Manus, but Chinese regulators are looking into it over technology export controls. Anthropic is reportedly raising $10 billion at a staggering $350 billion valuation. Meanwhile, the Beijing government is telling tech firms to stop ordering Nvidia's H200 chips, and Elon Musk's xAI just closed a massive $20 billion Series E round. There's also a bit of a fight for dominance going on. Some articles are claiming that Google's Gemini is starting to end ChatGPT's dominance because it's so deeply integrated across all of Google's services. But Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella is out here telling everyone to stop calling AI slop and start seeing it as a productivity aid. Speaking of slop, we even saw a viral AI-generated hoax on Reddit recently, which just shows how careful we have to be. Governments are trying to keep up with all this too. Utah has a pilot program where AI can autonomously renew 190 common prescriptions for just $4 a refill. On the other hand, a California lawmaker wants a 4-year ban on AI chatbot toys for kids under 18. And while some people are pushing for AGI to happen any day now, a former OpenAI researcher named Daniel Kokotailo actually pushed his forecast back into the 2030s because autonomous coding isn't progressing as fast as we thought it would. So from quantum computing solving real-world problems to brain-computer interfaces moving beyond just medical use, 2026 is shaping up to be a total pivot point for humanity. We've even got Razer showing off a desktop hologram version of their AI assistant, Project Ava. Caterpillar is even piloting AI features using Nvidia's Jetson Thor platform. It's a lot to take in, but it's definitely not boring. Thanks for hanging out and catching up on all this. See you in the next one.